Okay, now that you've had the introduction from Good Day Math on the 2-to-1 machine, which is what he called that, so that you may have noticed that two dots were sort of combining, he called it exploding and moving to the left in terms of place value and making one dot. But he was kind of counting up, and I want to start by looking at a number without looking at the counting sequence in general. So I'll show you what I mean by looking at the challenge that I believe he left you with, which was what happens to the number 13? All right, that's the question. So if I have 13, either counting to 13 or 13 dots, what will happen to them? So if you use this machine, one way you can start is you can start in the rightmost box, which we'll actually call the ones place. So this is a machine and it's a game, but it has something to do also with place values. That's why we're doing it. So if I put 13 dots in there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, I could start there. Now, the idea is that every group of two will combine or explode to the left and make one. So if I do that without erasing them as he did, it would look something like this. These two dots would combine and explode to make one to the left. These two dots similarly, and I just kind of continue this process, always combining two dots and exploding them. Now, I'm not doing an explosion. You see, I'm just kind of crossing it out. So with 13, you actually have 6 pairs. Notice that there's one dot left over in the box. You can see that right there at the bottom. Since there's one left, I will note it with a 1 at the top of the box, indicating there's one dot in that box. Now, if I look at the second box, right, it's in terms of place value. That's our second one from the right. I have a group of 6 dots, but I can combine any two of these and also explode or combine them to make one to the left. So those two will make one to the left. Those two will make one to the left. And then those two will combine to make one to the left. Note this time, there's no more dots in this box, right? There's nothing left over. So I note that by saying 0 at the top. In other words, there's 0 dots left there. Now moving to the third box, I can combine 2 dots that explode to make one to the left. And that leaves 1 dot there. I'll note that with a 1 at the top. And all the way to the left, I have 1 dot there. I'll put 1 at the top. And so I have this code. He's calling it a code. And the code is read across the top, 1, 1, 0, 1 from left to right. And that's how we will pronounce it, 1, 1, 0, 1. So at the bottom, we will say that 13 is equal to 1, 1, 0, 1 in this particular code. And although he didn't share this on the video, I'm going to share it right here. We'll do that by putting a little word as a little bit lower, like a sub words, right, where you put them lower than the others. So I'll write TWO or 2 because this is a rule of 2 to 1. Every 2 dots goes to 1. So the number 13 that we're familiar with ends up being 1101 base 2.